we just jump right in.
Yeah.
I like this creator, Classic Man D, I believe his name is, and he'll do like anime and stuff like that. And he was talking about Marvel Rivals and all the new skins that came out, like Thor the Rune God, and like all the new Captain America skin
Yeah.
and Hawkeye skin and a few other ones. Um, and he was real hyped, like real hyped about it. So, like, have you seen those? Are they solid? What are your thoughts?
Um, I haven't played the game in the last 2 weeks since the. Yeah, I know, scandalous. I haven't played the game in the last 2 weeks because just like falling out of the tournament the way we did left a bad taste in my mouth, and the problem was is that week or the week before and that week I played a lot of Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
I think like the days leading up, like the 2 days before each tournament weekend, like leading up, I played what felt like 16 hours of Marvel Rivals at least.
That's crazy. Like the day, like every day?
Like no, like
Like 16-hour work days
but
of just
like
Marvel Rivals.
like because the second day of the tournament we fell out because of a lack of attendance.
Hmm.
But like on that Saturday, the Friday and Thursday before, and then the previous like Thursday and Friday, like leading up to the previous weekend, I think I played like 8 or 9 hours each day. So like we were playing and playing and playing and playing,
Yeah.
and then that happened. I was like, okay, I need to chill real quick because like we were really grinding, and it
Yeah.
felt like half of those days were a waste
Mm.
because it was with the group I was doing the tournament with, and it just felt like we were practicing for a tournament we decided just not to participate in.
Mm.
Um,
That really
it
sucks.
felt like kind of a waste. I'm not going to say it was a waste because
Yeah.
I still had fun, or I was still enjoying it, or we were still like climbing the competitive ladder. But like it just like And the thing is, I was putting things on hold, which is another reason why, because we do like D&D or we do Cyberpunk Red like every Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, and we had to put that on hold for the tournament, which is why it's also extra annoying that one person not calling off work just one of the 2 days of the weekend. That's why it's extra annoying because it's like we're putting Cyberpunk off. We were putting like a tabletop off at, for at least 2 weeks up to that point to do the tournament, and then he was just like, "Yeah, I just can't miss work one day." So I don't know. But yeah, no, the Marvel Rivals skins. I mean, I would definitely understand. I'm not a super comic book nerd, or really any comic book nerd, but I could definitely see why someone would be super interested in those skins because, from my understanding, all of those skins are legit skins.
Yeah.
It's not like Overwatch or I don't. I mean, great. I have so many examples to think of. It's not like other games like that where they'll have a bunch of skins for their characters and they have to make those skins and take the time to do it. They still have to make the skins for Marvel Rivals, but they have something to work from.
Yeah.
They have all the Marvel Comics
Yeah.
skins.
A ton of
Yeah, they
lore.
have a ton of different skins. And when they release the skin, they have like they tell you what issue of comic it first
Oh, that's
appeared
really
in.
cool.
Yeah, so like when they introduced when they had Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, when they put them in the game, their first skins they got were their evil skins. So like Mr. Fantastic got the Maker
The Maker,
skin,
yeah.
yeah, and Invisible Woman got a Malice. I know very little about the Maker skin
Yeah.
and nothing about Malice, but like I do know that they are legit skins, and it makes it feel cooler that they're pulling from actual like comics, and it's not
Yeah.
just cool. If they made like completely new skins that like have never really been in the comics before, that would be cool too. But like it's an extra layer of cool
Yeah.
that they're referencing skins. But yeah, no, don't know that YouTuber, but I 100% could see the hype behind the skins being added. I did kind of see it. They were very recently announced, which is also another reason. Even if I was playing Marvel Rivals, I don't know if they're actually in the game yet
Okay.
because I did see, I think maybe yesterday, Hawkeye's new skin.
Hmm.
And yeah, no, it looks pretty fucking cool.
Oh
But
yeah, the Ronin.
yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah, no, yeah, I didn't even know that was the Ronin skin, but even more so, yeah, Ronin, awesome. That's pretty awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Um, Crazy, maybe old person take. Do the skins change the gameplay at all, or is it just the design?
It can get uh, mm, in terms of like abilities. To my knowledge, they generally don't like. Unfortunately, like the Malice skin, for example, which is a little disappointing. I bought the Malice skin. It's a little sus. It's a little inappropriate of a skin because, like, if you can believe it, like her skin tight suit is now also showing skin. But um, the Malice skin, when it shows her abilities on like the main menu, her abilities are red instead of blue. But in game, they're still blue. Unfortunately,
Mm.
it would probably confuse people if they were seeing red abilities mid game. If they didn't understand that I was playing the Malice skin. The game does put more of an effort into like having the skins exist, I guess you could say. Like, for example, like I don't know, like a lot of like in a game like League of Legends, for example, there are a lot of skins for a lot of the characters. But when you are playing the game and like you pull up the scoreboard, it will always show like the default portrait of your character, even if you have a skin that makes them look very different. In Marvel Rivals, when you select a new skin, it will put in a lot more effort to have that skin like change how other people see you. Like it won't just be, oh, they're looking directly at you and you do not look the same anymore. But like they'll change like the scoreboard and stuff like that to adhere to you having that skin.
Oh,
I will say it does sometimes change gameplay for the worst because there's one skin of Cloak and Dagger that makes her look a lot like Invisible Woman.
mm.
Now, granted, they have completely different abilities, so if you're actively looking at them for more than a second, you're like, okay, I know who is who. But when they're moving around a bunch, or you are looking at them for like a split second, you might confuse them. I've confused them between the two, so that can sometimes throw. In terms of that, like affecting the gameplay, that can sometimes throw me off if the enemy happens to be running both of them with those skins.
Mm.
Um, yeah, no, but yeah, the skins, they do like, yeah, they do look good, and they do change how the characters look pretty solidly, just not their abilities, unfortunately.
I got you. That happens. I I am still watching The Office. I'm still in the last season, and I have not watched any other TV, any shows or anything like that. Season 2 of Solo Leveling. I've heard it's very popular. It's number 2 on Crunchyroll, only behind One Piece in popularity.
Damn.
Have you watched season 2 yet?
I've I watched spoilers. I watched all the way up to where did I watch? I think I watched all the way up to when he's decided to go and climb the tower,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't went back to watch since then. I think like 5 episodes have come out since I stopped. Though I have heard that so far season 2 has I think it was the most liked episode in anime history. I don't know. I saw this and I don't know if it was just on Crunchyroll or in general. Had the most liked episode and then the most disliked episode.
Oh, really?
And from what I heard, the reason people disliked it has to do with an important fight at the top of the tower.
Okay.
Um, because for the first time, the main character is kind of getting bodied pretty severely. Um, and because he's not super stoic the entire time, I think a lot of people just didn't vibe with that. They did not like that he was getting like they didn't like how even a fight it was, that he was actually getting beaten
Yeah.
by the Demon King.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, like he wasn't maintaining his normal demeanor. Like, he was, like, kind of faltering during the fight. And people didn't like it, apparently, because it's pretty heavily disliked. I don't know. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't need the main character to be like a god. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need them to be like 100% stoic or 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, having character flaws, I think, makes the character more interesting.
Yeah.
You know? Like, this being like unsure if they're going to win a fight, or, you know, because the thing with anime and a lot of TV shows is, you know, you've got that plot like save every time. Like, you know, the main character has to win. They have to get out some way or another. That's one of the reasons why I really like Gurren Lagann, is because Gurren Lagann, they make you think that the main character is the tall, thin dude. I don't remember his name now. And then they kill him off in like episode 2 or 3. And similar to like Game of Thrones, where like Game of Thrones, very beginning, you're watching Ned Stark and you're like, oh yeah, this guy's got it. Like, this is the dude. And like the end of season 1, they kill him. And you're like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, I like that. Like, you don't always have to win. Sometimes you got to pass the mantle, or, you know, when there's life isn't always winning, right?
Yeah,
and I think that having your anime or your TV shows and stuff like that representing that is cool, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people, or at least a lot of the people who didn't like that episode, they went in thinking he's always going to win. It's always going to be like a landslide victory. Like, maybe he'll hold back in the beginning just to test him out, see what's going on. But like, it's never going to look like he's getting ragdolled.
Doesn't that suck? Like, I feel like that sucks in the stories. Like, if you just have an OP character, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like OP characters every now and then. Sure. Like, like, as long as the writing is good, and they have to have a temperament that is very accepting. Like, they're very calm. Because if you have an OP character and they're not calm, like, there's no story. Like,
no. It's like, oh, you pissed off the main character, and now very predictable.
Exactly.
Like, course of action is about to happen. Yeah, no, like, One Punch Man, for being like a comedy that it is, I really like how they do the main character in that show, because completely OP, but they also just make him, like, not really give a fuck.
He's just like, a dude. Like, he's a dude. It's like, I want to play video games.
Like, to an extent, like, it gets a little annoying, similar to Solo Leveling, where it's like, this guy's so powerful. Some really important shit's happening over here. I'd like for him to be involved, but he's just fucking walking around in the park right now. That's really cool, dude. So in One Punch Man, it's like, sometimes I'm like, come on, Saitama, like, let's get you in here, because I want to see you perform.
Yep.
And eventually that always does happen, but like, obviously, in order for there to be some stakes, he can't be involved
every time.
Yeah, he can't be involved every time. Eventually I want him to be, but other people need to get stuff done.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, with Solo Leveling, I don't know. I guess a lot of people just like really don't like that he was coming close to losing. Because there's another fight that I heard they altered to make it seem less one-sided.
Was it the ant?
Yes.
Fight? Yeah.
Yes. In the show, they make it seem like it's a lot closer of a fight, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Haven't watched it. I'm just, parroting, like, complaints that I've heard, or, I guess, things people noticed about it, and that some people I have seen complain about, like, why did it seem so close? How strong were they really? And then I'd see other people come in and be like, look, for as close as it might have seemed here, this is like a change they made in the manhwa. Like, it was super one-sided.
Yeah.
And Baru, I think his name was, he, like, every single time he tried to one-up Sung Jin-woo, every single time he tried to one him up in some, like, stat check, whether it was strength, speed, numbers, Sung Jin-woo would just be like, nah.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly how it was. Like, in the manhwa, he just wrecked him.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm stronger. Oh, you're going to try and be fast? I'm faster.
Yep.
Oh, you got more people? I got more people.
Yeah, every single thing. And then that's the thing that was so great, is because everyone else, when they got bodied, like, that was the dynamic, was this guy, when he was challenging the S-rank hunters from Japan, like, there was a closeness. Like, if anything, the S-rank hunters might have been a little bit stronger. And then 2 days later, he comes back because he left from the tower, and then my man just wrecks him.
Yeah.
Like, just crushes everyone. Like, that's a cool dynamic, and I guess that sucks if they didn't, like, include that.
Yeah, I mean, the dynamic might still be there in terms of, like, every single time Baru tried to, like, switch it up, Sung Jinwoo would just be like, nah. But I hear they did make it seem closer. Like, Sung Jinwoo wasn't super, like, confident in it. But yeah, I believe the episode where he goes against the Demon King. I guess the episode right before that, like, they definitely are just like, a lot of people are just like, wow, I can't believe, like, I think he, like, tears up, like, once or twice because of, like, he is getting the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
And, like, people are just like, wow, what a pussy. Bro's not stoically taking these hits like a man and still coming out on top.
That's hilarious. I have a hard opinion.
And which is that?
The live action One Piece. I did not like it. So... So the thing that I did not like about the live action One Piece, it's not even that they changed the storyline, it's that they changed the storyline and it's literally worse. Like, tell me if this makes sense. So Luffy's grandfather Garp, right? Okay. National war hero, blah blah blah, calls Hawkeye Mihawk, who is one of the 7 warlords, and is like, hey, I don't want my grandson to go out and be a pirate. I want you to go to him and beat his ass. What? Like, what? What is happening right now? That's how he ends up going to the East Blue, as opposed to in the anime, you don't even know about Garp for like a number of seasons. And Hawkeye is there because of the pirates that, like, messed with him while he was chilling in his little boat. Like, I don't know. Just, they made so many changes, and I did not like all the changes. But, yeah, not a fan of the live-action One Piece. I gave it a shot, though. I did watch it. I heard that, I mean, like, I liked the acting. I think the characters were cool. I really liked that they chose different races of people, which, you know, might be a hot take in itself, but, like,
diversity.
I like that. Like, I like that they had Zoro be a Japanese dude, and they had Luffy be a Hispanic guy, and they had, you know, like, Nami some white chick, you know, like, I like that they had that diversity, and I think that's a cool layer to the story because it is a full world, right? Yeah. Like, that's the whole point, is all these people from all over the world come together, and that's how the story goes. So I did like that.
They're not all white people.
Exactly. They're not all white people, or they're not all Japanese people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nice. It's a bunch of people from all over the world, and they all look different as a cherry on top. Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no,
I did like that.
That sounds definitely cool. I've been, like, exposed to, like, 2-second clips. I have to assume it's one of the dudes you just talked about, where he has, like, a pointed beard and, like, yellow eyes. Is that, like...
A pointed beard and yellow
like,
eyes.
His beard, like, comes, like... It's very, like... Very firm shape on his face. And he has, like, yellow eyes and a big-ass sword at, like, a fucking hat or something. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not being exposed to something else other than One Piece.
No, yeah, that's Hawkeye Mihawk.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, okay. Like, I've
the
seen
eyes
that
got
times.
Me for a second, but yeah.
Well, I believe they're yellow, but, like... I don't know. I've been exposed to, like, 2-second clips, and I've been like, oh, that looks cool, but, like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on, so I'm just like, okay. I don't know, but yeah, no,
He's cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. But, yep, that's my hot take.
Yeah, that's a pretty hot take. I don't know. Like, let's see. I don't know. Maybe you're in the minority there, but maybe you're not.
I don't know if people are all about it. It kind of fizzled out. Like, I feel like there was a really big push. People really liked the live action One Piece for a while, and then it just disappeared. Like, all of our media, all the news and stuff, we do not have the attention span. There's just so much stuff getting spammed at us.
There is.
That you just lose it.
You don't have time. You don't have, like, the time or space in your brain to keep that there. You got to watch or read more fucking One Piece episodes. You gotta keep chugging. Yep. One Piece doesn't wait for you guys there.
One Piece, man, it's so long.
No,
it's so long.
I'm so glad I'm not into it.
I could not imagine someone trying to get into One Piece at this point in their life. Like, that's such a... I mean, how many hours would it be? Like, it would be
it would have to be the best show ever. It would have to be the best show ever for someone to pick it up now and be like, you know what? I'm going to spend... How many episodes are there?
I think they're in like 14,000?
14...
Or 1,400. Sorry,
1,400?
Yes.
1,400. And what's an average episode? Like 20 minutes? 25 minutes?
Yeah, 24 minutes, 23 minutes. But then, you gotta remember though, like all anime, you've got the end credits, which takes off 2 minutes, and you've got the intro, which takes off
like
1 minute.
Seconds.
And then you've got... And then you've got the recap of the previous episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is another however much. So you're really only getting like 15 to minutes of like new content.
Let's say 15 minutes then. So that's like 350 hours. Probably like aside from I'm sure plenty of recap episodes that just completely recap everything you've already seen.
There's not too many of those. Like where it's full recap episodes, there's not too much. They mainly have it after some like major arcs. They're like, all right, let's remember some stuff, and that's about it.
You know, stuff you just watched last week. We're gonna show it to you again.
No.
But that'd be about 350 hours. I remember when I got into Fairy Tail, I spent like 2 solid weeks literally doing nothing but watching Fairy Tail, and I'm disgusted at my previous self for that. I remember I'd come home and literally watch 8 hours of Fairy Tail, and then I would go to sleep, wake up, go to school, come home, do that on repeat for 2 solid weeks, and I would skip all the intros and skip all the outros.
Good.
I remember I did the math also. I was just like, okay, need to figure out exactly how long this would take, and then that's what I did. And I hate myself because Fairy Tail was not worth it. I was in the hype of Fairy Tail because I was stupid. But I remember I watched it and I was like, oh my god, I'm so hyped. And then I got through all of it that was out at the time, because there was like I think 1 or 2 seasons not out by that point. But I remember getting through all of it and I was like, ooh. And then a year later, I'm like, this is dog shit. What the fuck did I do that for? Like, it's the same thing every time. They get their ass beat until the last second when they should be on their last bit of energy. And then suddenly they're doing everything perfectly. They're in sync. They're getting everything done. Or Natsu is just doing it all by himself. Everyone else is in awe of how just boneheaded he is. That he would just let his ass get beat the entire time and then lock in at the last second. Like, this is stupid.
100%. Dude, Fairy Tail is the epitome of we can win with the power of friendship.
100%.
It is. That is what it is.
It's so bad.
Dude, that's what the last season of The Flash, I was so upset about it. The live action Flash show. Dude, so good for like a very solid amount of episodes. Like, good seasons, like solid storyline, decent writing, good acting. Like, you know, it's obviously it's one of those CW shows, like the Arrow. Like they gotta overdo it a little bit, kind of like Disney. Like they have to overact a little bit, but still solid. And then the last season, he's just like, I'm not gonna win any fights. I'm just gonna hope that talking to someone is gonna fix everything. Like, what the fuck happened? If anything, you should be the strongest you've ever been, and you lose every fight. Like, what is happening right now?
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I was able to get into any of the CW shows. They just weren't for me. Maybe it was because I just wasn't like super invested in any of them. Like, not a real big Flash fan. I like them in like the animated stuff.
Yeah.
But not really a Flash fan, not really a Green Arrow fan. I remember my brother was a huge Green Arrow fan, or at least he was a huge fan of the show Arrow.
Yeah.
And
it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
He tried to get me into it, but from what little I knew about Green Arrow, I knew like, oh man, I'm realizing how little I know about it. But like, I know like he's married. I know he's like a super rich dude like Bruce. I know he's, at least from what I've seen him in, he's like a little comedic.
Mm-hmm.
So when my brother was trying to get me into Arrow, and I'm like, wow, this guy's super fucking serious. He doesn't, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I understand what you mean, where it, like, goes a little over the top.
Yeah.
But I couldn't I couldn't really get into the Flash. Flash looked a little goofy for me. The live action show
I get it.
looked a little goofy.
It is.
Yeah,
it's definitely on the goofier side. The science and like all the villains and the code names for the villains, it's definitely on the goofy side. But
I don't know. And the Arrow show is like extra fucking goofy somehow. It's just like he breaks into a place like episode 1. He's like, "Do this or you're gonna die," and then he just leaves. And it's like he kills all the guards to get in there, and then doesn't kill the guy he was gonna talk to. It's like
that is pretty hilarious.
It's like, what the fuck are we doing, buddy? Like, either kill the dude that did the bad stuff, or kill everybody. Like, why are you killing only the guys that are being paid to protect them, and then you're not killing the guy himself? I don't know. Fucking, I don't know. CW, I couldn't get into it, unfortunately.
I gotcha. Did you ever watch Supernatural?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
What did you think of Supernatural? How far did you get, first off?
Oh, I got maybe season 11 or 12 before I stopped. And unfortunately, even though I enjoyed it probably up to season 10, looking back, even though it was corny as hell at the time.
It was so corny.
Even though it was, I think seasons 1 to 5 are probably the show at its peak. I think it started to go a little downhill. There were some spikes where it went back up. Like, I don't know, like Leviathans were kind of cool. Maybe not how they were handled all the time, but like they were kind of cool. And what was something else? Like, oh, now I'm trying to remember. Like, Death was kind of cool when he was coming back into the show a little bit more, but I don't know. Like, the overarching story of seasons 1 through 5, I think, was the show at its best. And then when they started just going to seasonal storylines that didn't have a lot to do with each other, I think the show was also just on the downward trend in terms of writing in that moment.
That does make sense though, because season 1 through 5, it had a long arc, like you said. Like it wasn't just hey, you know, we've got to do whatever. It was like, dude, what is the dad doing? Like, come on, John, like, where are you at, big dog?
Yeah, like season 1, it's like, where's the dad at? And then season 2, it's like, what the fuck are we going to do without dad? And season 3 is like, oh my god, what am I going to do without Dean? And then it wasn't like that for the longest time, but they're like, oh my god, Dean's back. Like, well, what the fuck's going on? And then season 4, it's like, demon blood. And then season 5, it's like, oh my god, this Jesus. And fucking Michael and all of them, they just really want both of you right now. You guys are the hottest commodity.
Yeah, really interesting story. I really liked it. Dude, I watched... I started watching Supernatural back in like 2009, maybe? Like, it was that long ago. Because I remember when I was a kid, I think in middle school, maybe? It might have been even earlier than that. But, like, back in middle school, I had a buddy, and we would hang out every now and then. We liked the show. And he was like, yeah, I'm a total Sam. And I was like, yeah, I'm a total Dean. And, like, I remember... I was like, damn, what a nerd. But you know what? It was a good time in my life. I really enjoyed Supernatural for a very long time. Great songs from Kansas, like great music. I think the story was solid. It was fun acting. And I think Jensen Ackles now is doing awesome. Like with all of his stuff. Like I really like that he really like went out and is just crushing it right now. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, like isn't he like a musician right now? Like isn't he in a band?
He's Soldier Boy.
Well, he is Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he in a band?
I don't know. I thought he's involved in like the music industry a little bit. I could be wrong on that. Like I personally, I haven't kept up super well with what like Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki are doing. But like he's Soldier Boy. What else did he like show up in? I think he's
he did a animation, didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he voiced. God, I was like whenever I was seeing him and stuff, I was interested. I was like, oh my god, Jensen Ackles. Yeah. But now I'm like trying to remember what that is. Boy, I don't know, but Jensen Ackles is doing well for himself, and I think Jared Padalecki is actually going to be in the next season of The Boys. I think
really?
Him and Misha Collins are going to be. I think that's Castiel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
I
Castiel's name?
believe from what I heard, they are both going to be in the next season of The Boys.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, I
The
don't
boys
know.
are back.
The boys are back. I don't know. I don't know if that's like super intentional. It's like, okay, we already got like Dean in here. Let's get
May as
Sam.
well get
Let's
him
get
all
Sam and
back in.
Castiel in here too. I don't know if it's like just that or if it's like they're great actors. So I'm not like if they were chosen because of their former roles, that's fine. It's like I don't know. It's like it feels a little weird to me, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm sure they're gonna kill it. So
Yeah.
who gives a fuck?
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know.
What do you think about the Winchester spin-off show?
I heard about it. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it came out. I don't know anything about that. But I was just like, eh.
I haven't seen it at all. I don't know anything about it, but I was curious if you had
Yeah, no,
any.
I haven't like I got into Supernatural I think at the very end of like high school or like in college. Like I was just my brother again was also he was like, "Oh my god, Supernatural is so good." And then I decided to watch it and I believe that's the time frame I got into it. But yeah, when I watched it, I was like, you know what, this is this is good. This is good. I mean, it's corny. Some of the writing ain't perfect, like throughout the whole thing. And while I do think seasons 1 through 5 are the best, like there's some bad episodes in there. But yeah, no, like God, I can't remember the actor's name now, and it's killing me. But the dad, like I thought like because I watched Supernatural I think after watching like Walking Dead with Negan.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went back and watched, I was like, "Oh my god, there's Negan! Awesome! Let's do it."
He's younger, huh?
Oh yeah, no, he's younger in there, and yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I like just looking back, like it really after seasons 1 through 5, it feels like they just didn't really know where to go from there.
Yeah,
and I don't know. Soulless Sam was good for a little bit until it wasn't. Then, I don't know.
Where they're at, I don't know about all the way, but when they included God, I was like, wow, y'all are really pulling all the stops, huh? Like, y'all just going for it.
The problem I had with I had a problem with them pulling God. Like, initially, I'm like, oh, yeah, like, I'm excited. But the problem I have with them pulling God was kind of the same problem I had with them in other parts of the show, the power creep. In seasons, like, 1 and 2, seasons 1, they don't really run into a demon. Like, they don't. And granted, it's because there aren't that many demons out. Or at least they haven't ran into the demons that are out. And in seasons 2, they're getting their ass kicked.
Yep.
These demons mess them up very easily. It is so one-sided until they get the knife, and then it's slightly less one-sided. And then they get a demon on their side, and it's a little less one-sided. But they more or less get their ass kicked whenever a demon shows up until the demon looks the other way, and then just so happens that the brother with the knife is the one they looked away from, and then boom, we're good. And then they bring in angel blades, and angel blades kill angels, and it's like, oh my god. They introduce this super powerful like entity in the show, and then they also introduce the kryptonite right with them, and then that also happens to be really good against demons.
Yeah.
But in the other seasons, demons kick the snot out of Sam and Dean. And then in later seasons, 8, 9, 10, while they've gotten more experience with handling demons, they themselves should still be getting their ass kicked by demons. They've gotten the seals to like hide them.
Yeah.
But they haven't gotten the anti-demon seal that just makes them immune to their powers. Because Crowley will come in and just flick them, and they go flying, just as they always did. But because the weapons exist, suddenly now the demons are dumber. Like, the demons knowing that they have the weapons should just be like, okay, I'm just going to keep flicking you across the fucking room. There's no reason I should, like, ever come into contact with you. And if I do, I just, like, beat the shit out of you. But, like, it just feels like by, like, season 10, when they're introducing God, because, like, the stakes are getting so much higher and they're running into more powerful people, suddenly the demons that should still absolutely be able to kick their ass are, like, actually weaker. Just in every way, they're weaker than like Sam and Dean. It's like I get that they like it might feel annoying or repetitive if the demons are still posing some kind of threat at that point.
I'd be pissed.
Like,
I would be annoyed if, like, bro, 10 years of fighting demons and y'all don't have y'all haven't figured this shit out. Dude, like, I get annoyed with them with ghosts for the same reason.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, dude, how many fucking times do you guys have to fight ghosts before you figure out?
Yeah, they're always splitting up, and then one of them gets fucking like bopped, and
Yes.
It's always by the last second. I'll say with ghosts though, there are a lot of different types of ghosts. So there is like, at least initially, it's like, what fucking ghost are we dealing with?
Yeah.
This could be like a super easy deal, or this could be like, oh my god, the worst thing possible happened in this house, and now this ghost is super powerful. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it can vary a little bit, so I'm a little accepting. They shouldn't get their ass kicked as often as they do by ghosts.
Yeah.
But with demons, they can pick up, like some fighting skills, I suppose, or they could, like, be more heavily, like, prepared weapon-wise for, like, dealing with demons. But it seems like as that goes on, they use those demon techniques less. Like, Salt, like, outside of, like, ghost encounters, I can't remember. It was Salt that, like, Salt would help them with demons. I don't remember them using that much anymore. They would just fisticuffs demons, like, later in the show, and they stab them. It's like, yes, like, in the early show, like, they could punch a demon, but it was, like, shown that they really didn't care.
They just turned their head back and just kept going.
They're like, okay, nice punch. And then they punch back, and it would, like, break a bone in, like, Dean or Sam. So it's like, it's just, like, really annoying that later on, they're just, like, beating them up, and they're winning, just like, boom. And it's like, okay, I get it. You guys are the main characters, and you guys should be more experienced and have ways of dealing with demons that is way better than what you used to. But they didn't. It was never like they were just like, wow, like Dean and Sam have fought him for so long that they punch him now and the demons keel over, and then they stab him. Like, we don't care about, like, all the people inside them. Granted, they, like, have said a couple times, it's like, yeah, the demons are not nice to their hosts. The hosts, like, are either dead or brain dead or really just hate life afterwards. So now Dean and Sam are like, demon, stab, you're dead. I'll let, like, God decide where the human host goes. Not my problem. I don't know. Like, and yeah, that's when they bring God in, that was where I was hitting my limit, because they do, like, did you get to Amara?
I don't know. Wait, is Amara the mother of the monsters?
No, that's Eve.
Okay.
Amara was God's sister.
No, I didn't get to that.
The way they kind of handled that was more acceptable for me, because she's literally, like, making the sun, like, age really quickly, I think, or something like that. Like, she's gonna, like, blow up everything.
Yeah.
So instead of, like, we gotta find a way to kill her, they're just like, if I remember correctly, and while it wasn't, like, perfect by any means either at that point, they're like, yeah, this is someone that Dean can't just fight, so he does talk it out with her. Because that's realistically, for Dean, realistically the only outcome he has to choose. And, like, it's just, I don't know. Like, the show feels samey, or it definitely feels like just, a TV show when it's just like, okay, they got their ass kicked in, like, the earlier seasons by demons, and it's like, this is good. Like, one demon shows up. It's a petty demon, too. It doesn't even have to be, like, an important dude. Yeah. It's just like, oh, one demon shows up. This is a serious situation. They need to deal with it.
Yep.
When, like, the 7 deadly sins showed up, that was, like, a oh, shit moment.
Yep.
But now we're like, it's Demon Dean. And, like, a demon's here. Just kill him. It's whatever. Oh, an angel's here, Castiel, who not only was a badass when he showed up, but then after he died, he becomes a seraph angel, which is stronger, or at least doesn't rely on heaven for his power. He has his own inner power now. Mm-hmm. Still gets his ass kicked in the later seasons, like, because he has to, or because he can't be a fix for everything.
Yeah.
But he also he needs, like, he can't be a total pushover, so we'll have him get his ass kicked, and then Dean and Sam come in. They got it. I don't know.
The Leviathan idea of taking over America is pretty hilarious. Like, what is...
We're gonna fatten them up.
We're just gonna make them hella fat and then just eat them. Is that not some Alex Jones like type?
It's like it is like they're putting chemicals in the water and making the frogs gay. Like 100%. They were just like, we're gonna fatten them up. We're also gonna cure cancer and AIDS. We're gonna make it so like they never die from anything but us. Also, we're gonna make it so every other monster that even looks at humans with like, I don't know, hunger is like, oh, they're dead. We're gonna make the all-in-one concoction that fattens them up, cures everything, and makes vampires and ghouls just die.
Yep, it makes them super lazy.
Like, makes them super lazy. So lazy that like they won't give a fuck.
Yeah, they could just sit next to someone who's already dead and not pay attention at all.
Yeah, so it's like this. Yeah, fucking yeah. That was silly. And I just love also because in Crowley in there, they're just like, you can have Canada. It's like, okay, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Fucking...
It was so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, I liked Crowley. Crowley
was one of the best characters.
Yeah, no, Crowley,
for sure.
Crowley was one of the best characters, but the problem is, if like again later in the season, it just felt like they didn't know what to do with him. They didn't know if they wanted to keep him like as a bad guy, or have him be morally gray, where he has his moments of doing good, or if they wanted him to be a good guy and then they have something bad happen to him, like Sam and Dean would suddenly remember there's a lot of things Crowley's done that are bad. It's like being the king of hell. He wouldn't also have a laundry list of other bad things completely unrelated that they should probably hate him for. But like they would flip-flop so often. Like at one point they were literally like, Crowley, you're family. Or something like that. And then it's like, oh, you're a demon. You're the king of hell. Like, I remember when Sam was going on this whole fucking thing where he's like, you need to die. And then Crowley's like, thank you for reminding me. I'm the king of hell. And, then he flicks him across the room. Like every demon should be able to.
What do you think about Crowley's mom? Where did that come from?
Yeah, that just like comes out of left field. That kind of comes out of left field a little bit too, because it's like, granted, like, you know, when you're introducing new elements into a story, like if they weren't set up previously, it can be a little like Crowley being like just a dude, like, because they bring that up in like previous seasons. It's like, oh, you were just a tailor, you were just a dude, like whatever, fucking, you went to hell like any other schmuck, and you rose up to King of Hell, so that's pretty cool. But like, yeah, he was just a fucking dude beforehand, and then it's like, oh, Rowena, that was his mom. Also super powerful witch that's still alive. It's like, okay, what? Like, why is Crowley so connected all of a sudden? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, he was a normal dude who had nothing and climbed his way to the top by himself. And then they're like, by the way, his mom, super powerful. Like,
super powerful. And they got beef. And I don't know. Like, yeah, sometimes they should have stuck. I'm not saying it's easy at all. And like, granted, like maybe they did want to, and maybe I'm forgetting like some of the larger key elements after like season 5, but they should have probably really focused on sticking to the overarching narrative, like seasons 1 through 5. It was season 1 through 5 again wasn't perfect. Like season 1, like when you get to season 5 and you look back, like season 1 wasn't really setting up the overarching narrative. Yeah. There were elements there, but it was really just like, we're following Dad and figuring out where Dad is, and we're doing all these single episode plot lines that Dad's leaving us, but we're just looking for him right now.
Which was such a weird...
Yeah, like, it was literally just there's a ghost over here that Dad didn't deal with, which means it's a sign he wants us to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're going to go deal with it. That's the episode. And then maybe they get a hint of where their dad is, or they get another... They're on the trail again, and they're figuring it out, or they're having another argument about why they shouldn't even be looking for him. Maybe he's dead. Maybe their dad just wants them to do their own thing and not look for him or whatever, like having their own thing. So it's like season 1, overarching narrative, nothing's really there. They are looking for the dad, and that's the overarching narrative of season 1. But then you get season 2 with demons, and then it's like, oh my god, is Sam different? And then they have the whole thing, season, I think 3, it was 2 or 3, where they're like, Sam's psychic, and now, I think, when does Dean dies? Season 3, right?
Yeah, season 2, I think, is with the yellow-eyed demon, and that's where he finds all the psychic babies from
Mm.
that time frame,
Mhm.
makes them all fight each other, and then the strongest one or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when Sam dies the first time.
Yeah.
Because he gets stabbed in the back by the military guy.
Yeah, and then Dean gives up his soul.
Yep.
And their dad was already dead by that point.
Yeah, he was in hell, and which was pretty funny. The dad survived the torture for however many days and didn't break. And then Dean went there, and then he was like, "This shit sucks."
Yeah, I mean, 30 years, but
No,
like
for sure.
he was like, I just couldn't do it.
Yep.
I'm not the man my dad was. I couldn't do it. And then he's the first SEAL. Oh my god.
Yep.
But yeah, like season 1, granted, the overarching narrative isn't really there. It does lead into like more of a narrative, but yeah, seasons 1 through 5, they should have tried to emulate that with later seasons. Like 6 through 10, granted, with a TV show also. And I do understand this because like with other things too, like I think Invincible and I think like Vox Machina, the animated show, when they were doing Vox Machina, they had to change how the story was going to play out because they didn't know if they were going to get another season.
Yeah.
So there were some things they could have done, like in the latest season, like there was supposed to be a huge like blowout between the group. But they didn't do it because they didn't know if they'd get another season. So they didn't want to end what could have been their last season with like an unresolved plot line that broke up the group. That wouldn't feel great. So like in Supernatural, I understand like maybe they didn't know like season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at the end of every season. Maybe they didn't know that they were getting another season.
Yeah.
But if they knew, they should have tried to do an overarching narrative because each season being its own thing, it just doesn't feel great.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. What other shows have you been interested in lately, or that you really dove in deep, watched the whole thing, and were like, great?
I mean, there's Vox Machina, which I think I talked about a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe not on the podcast, but I've definitely talked to you a little bit. That got me into Critical Role.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you liked Vox Machina first, and then you got into Critical Role.
I believe so, yeah, because when I started watching Vox Machina, I was like, this is a D&D show. I like D&D. And then I started getting into Critical Role. I'd heard about it, like, a little bit, but, like, hadn't really started watching it. But I thought it was cool that, like, all the people in Vox Machina, they're all Dungeons & Dragons players. They're all the characters are voice acted by the people who were at the table.
Yeah.
And of course they were, because they're all voice actors and they all played their characters at the table. So it's like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome. And then I started watching Critical Role, and then I'm just getting like I'm just getting exposed to all this great content that I've kind of been exposed to a little bit. Like a lot of the voice actors on Critical Role are like, because they're professional voice actors, they voice acted in a lot of stuff, whether it's TV, like animated shows, or whether it's video games, mainly video games. But like when I started getting into that, I was like, oh my god, all these like characters in video games that I kind of like, or all these video games I just really like, that character was voiced by this person. Oh my god, this is amazing. So that like period was awesome. But yeah, no, Vox Machina is fucking awesome. It's really good. And I can't remember how much of it have you watched.
I think I watched one episode.
Watched one episode. I will say, if you're not super into D&D, maybe like it's not the easiest thing to get into.
I mean, it was cool. Like as far as it just being a show that like interesting storyline, like interesting dynamic, and with a large group, like not just being like one main character that you follow.
Yeah,
I think that's the nice thing about D&D is it's not one main character. It's a group, and then how does the group kind of go through it?
Yeah.
So I do like that. It was just it's right in the middle of me not having any time. Yeah, exactly. The grind.
Yeah. No. Vox Machina is really good, and I think what season? I think they either finished season 3 kind of recently. That's the thing too. So the last season that came out, there was supposed to be a huge like group blowout, but it didn't happen because they didn't know if they'd get another season. But after the season finished, they got greenlit. So it was like it kind of sucks because the blowout also introduces, like, one of them ends up leaving the group.
Yeah.
And the player gets to come in with a new character who has like, the personality they had for them was really fucking good. And I don't know, like, I don't know if we're gonna see them in the official show or not. It's unfortunate, but yeah, no, fucking Vox Machina is so good. It's so good. I will say, it's a little annoying to watch other people, like, react to it now, because I didn't put anything on the internet that, like, will never age. When people, like, did reaction videos and stuff, there would be moments where, and I remember I said this as well, when you would see them fail or see them succeed at something that was, like, that looked impossible, that would be the showrunners showing a moment where they either critically failed at something or they critically succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
There's one moment in season 1 where, like, a character shoots a gun and the bullet bounces, like, 2 or 3 times before, like, taking off a character's jaw. That was a moment on the table where he rolled a nat 20 and critically succeeded. But the thing is also is, like, whenever a character fails in the show, sometimes it's because they critically failed or rolled low, or sometimes it's just because they failed.
Yeah.
But something that I used to think that I see whenever, like, see in videos whenever I'm watching people, is sometimes they'll be like, yeah, every single time you see someone fail, it's because they critically failed. It's like, no, like, you can just not have a high roll. Generally, you will pass at anything you're good at in D&D. Like, if you're a bard with high charisma, like Sam Riegel, the guy who plays, like, the bard in Critical Role and in the show, he had a really high charisma. Whenever he had to roll deception or persuasion or anything like that, he rolled really fucking high nearly every time. Like, even if he rolled low, like, his result would come out at a pretty high, like, you know, number.
Yeah, it's because of his base stats. Right?
Yeah, his base stats and just, like, his class and, like, all that stuff, that just allowed him to essentially never fail. Unless he rolled a critical fail, even if he rolled, like, a 2 on a d20, he'd come out to, like, a 19 or 20 as the final result, which is a pretty high, like, result normally. So, just, like, that's, like, one thing that just annoys me a little bit when I go and rewatch people. Because I like to watch people, like, react or otherwise be exposed to that media a lot. But then I'll run across someone who's like, yeah, every single time they fail something, even if it's just, like, them tripping slightly, the critical fail. It's like, oh my god. Fuck.
That's hilarious. Dude, I've been playing around with the idea of stats in, like, real world. Like, if you could put down your stats, like, metric wise,
okay,
for where you're at right now in life, like, what would your character be like?
Like, what stats are we using? Like, D&D stats, or?
No, I was messing around with Becca and Zoe about it, my daughter, and we were, like, playing around with it, and so we used the Fallout metrics, because it's just very simple, like charisma, strength, stamina, or it might be endurance, acuity, no, perception, intelligence, and I think it was those, something like that.
I think I'd be pretty middle of the line, honestly. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, like, perception, when I think I'm paying attention, I notice things. But then if I'm asked to go find something, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, I'll look right at it.
That's just a guy thing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is, but maybe all guys have, like, a -2 to their perception, like, instantly at birth. It's just like, if I don't know literally what I'm looking for, I'm like, I don't fucking, you wanted me to look for the peanut butter? That's a different brand of peanut butter, so I can't fucking see that shit. Like, what the fuck? But, like, yeah, intelligence, probably middle of the road. Perception, and certain, like, I'm super observant.
All right, so 5 then. So 5
for intelligence. I say I'm like a 3 or 4 for perception, but situationally maybe a 6 or 7.
All right, so we'll give you a 7 on perception then.
Okay. Situationally. What else was it? Endurance. When I was younger and doing sports, sure. Now, like, physically endurance. got that mental willpower because, fucking closing on a Sunday shift is really fun. Super boring. I gotta survive. But
All right, so sorry, which one was that? You said endurance was which? Was
endurance probably like a 4.
A 4, okay. So
Okay.
4 on endurance. What about strength?
Well, strength is really relative, but I would say
No, physical strength. What do you got? Like, what do you think?
I'd say I'm a 5 or 6.
All right, 6 on strength.
I'll put the strength in. I carry shit.
Hell yeah.
A little bit.
Charisma.
I think there are different types of charisma. There's like, being the Rizzler and being able to like talk to people and like be very likable. And then there's being able, I guess, to get along, but getting along with people and being likable. I don't know. I consider those two different things. Like being someone that is liked by others, I feel like is like one type of charisma, and then being able to get along, I guess, with other people. I don't know. Fucking 4.
4. All right.
Like the people I get along with them. People I don't get along with, fuck them. Fuck them. Get them out.
All right. And then agility.
Oh shit. I'm so agile, like a 3. Like
all right.
I am so cooked. It's bad. No.
And luck.
Oh, I'm so fucking lucky. No, it's a fucking 9 or 10.
Hell yeah.
I am so fucking lucky. I am the luckiest man I know. Fucking just not with things that are important. But like when it comes to video games and shit, like, oh man, that has like a 1 in 10,000 chance of dropping. I got it the second try or some shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
so 10 in luck. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Those are some solid stats.
Those are solid stats. Put all my points in luck. But yeah. No, like, don't, if you need me to like, fight a guy, maybe like let me get behind him first so I can hit him in the back of the head or something. But like,
you need to sneak.
Yeah, I need a sneak and with like fucking low agility. Like, we'll see how fucking well that works out. I don't know. Yeah, no, but yeah, those are my stats. What are yours?
Ooh, they gave me really high stats because we picked each other's stats based off what we saw. So they gave me crazy stats. For me, I would say strength. I think for a normal guy my age, I'm pretty strong.
Yeah.
So I would say like an 8 in strength. For perception, I'm very attentive whenever I'm out. Like, I'm always looking around. I don't like people behind me. I'm always, like, have my back to the wall.
Okay,
I always check the edits, or the exits. Like, I'm always looking around, making sure,
not
like,
that much, but
I know how to get in and out. I also pay attention to people, like, if they look like they have, like, concealed carry or something like that. Like, I'm always like, I'd say 7 on perception.
Okay.
Endurance, I'm getting there. I ran 7 miles the other day. I was pretty proud of that. Yeah. And 12-minute mile. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was pretty proud of that. Still not quite as good as, like, I know other people are. But obviously, there's always that comparison there. I would say for endurance, I'm a 6. And then charisma, I think I'm pretty charismatic. I can pretty much have a conversation with whoever. I'd say probably an 8. Intelligence, I think I'm getting there. Mainly, it's just common sense. But I'd say probably a 9. Agility, I'm not very agile. I'm not very flexible. I'm like, I can do sprints, but like, that's about it. I'm gonna go like a 4 on agility. And then luck, I mean, I have like base luck because, like, lucky I was born in America. Lucky I was born to a mom that like had her shit together. So certainly, like, my life itself was lucky, but I wouldn't say on my day-to-day I use luck very much. So I'd say probably like a 5 on luck, just average.
All right.
That's it. Those are my stats.
Yeah, your stats are definitely better than mine. Yeah, no, fucking, I got nothing going on. Fucking, my stats are horse shit. But, video games.
Hell yeah.
Fucking, yeah.
How much time have you... Like, how much time on average do you say you spend on hobbies? Like, not just necessarily video games, but like any hobbies, whether it be TV or like leisure activities.
Most of my time. I like, for just like thinking like these past few days, I wake up trying to only get 6 hours of sleep, and then I realize I can't do it, and I push out, and then I fall asleep for another 4 hours. Then I
What a crazy change.
yeah, then I actually get up, maybe turn on YouTube, start putting together some Warhammer models, see if anyone's in Discord. If they are, hang out with them, maybe play some video games with them. I go to sleep. That's most of my time. Then, there's work, which not working very much right now. Need to definitely up the application game. Also, I might be like pissing off Dorian.
Oh yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know, but maybe, or maybe he's just gonna ignore me. It could happen either way. But yeah, I would say like right now, most of my time, I'm either playing video games, hanging out with someone, or building Warhammer minis because I ordered so many so quickly, and I'm actually slightly worried about that because I'm worried that the tiny little marks I left on each model, I generally like shave it down to again where it is smooth when I run my finger over it, so hopefully it won't affect the paint. But on the actual model, it might be like white instead of the gray plastic because either I cut too deep, a little too deep, or because there's just like the tiniest layer of like extra plastic on it.
Yeah.
Just hoping I didn't build my army so fast that when I'm going to paint, it's going to slow me down significantly because I didn't improve well enough in between each model. But yeah, just building all the models because I bought so many of them and I have a pile that's like 3 feet tall. I don't know if this is 3 feet, but like 3 feet tall of boxes of minis that I need to make because I just bought them all like back to back to back to back, and then I couldn't maintain that pace when building them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like especially compared to you, I have way more hobby time. And yeah.
Well, I think I'm an outlier. Like I'm a psycho on the opposite direction.
You're a little psycho.
So I try not to compare myself to like normal people.
No, I gotcha. Did you hear about the Marvel Doomsday cast announcement?
Oh, we talked about that. I heard a little bit about it. Like I think we talked a little bit as far as the way that they showed the cast and how it was like a 5-hour live stream or some shit, and it was showing the back of everyone's chairs, and people were just pissed at how slow it was.
No, fucking. Yeah. Have you? Yeah. No, like it might have been like a slow announcement, but have you like? Are you excited? I guess is more.
I don't really care.
You don't care?
No. I like that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. I think that's really cool. I think that them introducing Doctor Doom can be super awesome because he's such a crazy character in the comics.
Yeah.
Like he is just like if you look at his resume right now, it's crazy. Like my man is Sorcerer Supreme. He like created Doom World, so an entire universe was created by him, and it's pretty much a perfect utopia for everyone except for his enemies. Like when he was in charge of Latveria, he like everyone loved him. Like just a fantastic leader. Like even talking to the Black Panther god, like the god judged him and was like, I may not agree with like your methods, but I mean, your heart's in the right place, I guess. Like, just my man's got it. Like, no matter what, like he flicks a finger and just destroys Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet, like just nonstop. Like my man is a savage, and then for whatever reason, cannot stand Reed Richards. Like that's the one thing that he's like.
It's the one place where his ego is bruised.
Other than that, like if you look at everything else, like my man has accomplished more than pretty much every other villain in like the history. But yeah, something about Reed Richards, like his IQ's a little bit higher than mine, even though he doesn't fucking use it. Like you're like, dude, crazy.
Oh, fucking, he's a little petty. He's a little petty because
he's
of that.
Hella petty.
Insecure.
Yes, very insecure.
But yeah, like I'm really excited because they're bringing back Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. Like they're gonna be X-Men. and
Yep.
Doomsday. Now, I don't know if the X-Men are going to get introduced before that point. Maybe, maybe not. But like Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, those are the two actors' names I do know. Other than that, they're bringing back in X-Men 3, they're bringing back Cyclops' actor.
Nice.
They're bringing back Beast's actor. They're bringing back from X-Men 2, they're bringing back Nightcrawler's actor. Nightcrawler's going to be in there again. Who else? Well, they're gonna have the Thunderbolts movie coming up soon that has the Winter Soldier, it has Taskmaster.
Yeah. Marvel's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Marvel Suicide Squad. I think most, if not all of them, are gonna be in that movie as well. Who else? I mean, the Fantastic Four are all gonna be in there. I gotta pull this up because
they have
like
they have not gotten a good Fantastic Four movie. Like, dude, they have not gotten it down pat. I don't know what it is, but they just cannot get that franchise to look good.
I mean, I like the Fantastic Four movies.
You like the original
ones? Like, granted, like I was a kid, so it's like I wasn't invested in the comics and all that stuff. I don't know how the characters were supposed to be, but I came away from that I liked it. Like, granted, like Doom is a little like petty, maybe more petty than he should have been.
No, he is petty as hell.
Okay, well, okay, it seemed on brand, at least insecurity wise. It seemed really on brand for him, but like I guess also power level. They didn't in those movies. They didn't really show him off as being super intelligent.
No. If anything, he's more of like a businessman than a scientist.
Yeah, he's more just like on the business side, but. Yeah, looking at the cast, they're bringing back Tom Hiddleston for Loki.
Oh, Loki's going to be that's
Loki, yeah. They're bringing back Paul Rudd.
Okay, hell yeah.
So after taking on Kang, he's about to take on Doomsday.
Yeah.
Dr. Doom, not Doomsday.
So hilarious. I still can't believe that's how they did Kang. They were like, you lost to Ant-Man.
You lost to Ant-Man. Probably the most militaristic Kang lost to Ant-Man.
The strongest Kang that all the other Kangs are afraid of.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. That's why they're bringing in the ace in the hole, Ant-Man for Dr. Doom. Channing Tatum is Gambit. Did you watch the Deadpool movie? I have not
seen the last Deadpool and Wolverine.
You should, because I think that went a long way in getting Channing Tatum the role, because apparently he always wanted to play as Gambit.
Yeah.
Similar to Ryan Reynolds always wanted to be Deadpool. Mm-hmm. And that movie, I think, gave him an opening to be Gambit and to get Gambit into, like, the cinematic universe.
Yeah, I heard it was comic accurate representation, too. Like, I heard that Channing Tatum did a really good job with, like, the accent and... the personality.
He definitely wanted it, and Ryan Reynolds gave him a chance, and it looks like he's going to be in Doomsday as well.
That's cool.
Who else? Fantastic Four. They're bringing back Rebecca. Can't pronounce her last name.
Friday.
No. Mystique. Bringing back the actress from Mystique, like the older actress, not like Jennifer. Lawrence. But yeah, they're bringing back the older actress for it. Black Panther. They're gonna have fucking Namor in there for some fucking reason.
Really, Namor?
Yeah, Namor's gonna be in there. I don't know. I didn't watch the second Black Panther movie, but I just know that Namor is like a little shit in the comics. So
that's funny. Yeah. In the comics, he is kind of he's a cocky little fuck.
Yeah, fucking. They got David Harbour for Red Guardian from Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Fucking
the Red Guardian.
They're bringing back Shang-Chi. So
dude, yeah, man, what's he been up to?
He had his one movie, and then unfortunately, they just didn't involve him with anything after that.
Yeah.
Which, granted, I did hear. I think I heard about it because of the Barbie movie. I think he got hurt, and he had to do physical therapy or something like that.
Oh,
I could be wrong, but I believe I remember hearing about that, which could have affected any movies they had planned for him.
Yeah. I finally watched the Barbie movie, by the way. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah, it's funny. Excellent. It's a great movie. Do you guys have the patriarchy here? It's excellent movie.
That and Horses, big dog.
Hell yeah. Who else? Who else? I mean, yeah, Cyclops. I already said they're bringing back Thor. M'Baku, which was a character
Yeah,
from
yeah, from Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Eating
Anyone
those purple
else?
carrots
Oh yeah. Also Sentry, which
from Guardians of the Galaxy.
mm-mm, that was Adam Warlock.
That's right. Yep.
Sentry, I think, is going to be in Thunderbolts,
Okay.
and I think he's a pretty strong character from
Dude,
the comics.
Sentry's god tier.
Okay.
That's tough, man. That's
What
a tough dynamic. He's a Omega class mutant.
Okay. Well, that's going to be weird then, because if he's going to be in Thunderbolts, he's either going to need to not be a mutant and just be, you know, a dude with the powers.
No, he could still be a mutant.
Well, they haven't introduced mutants. They haven't introduced them in the cinematic universe yet.
Yeah, but they have to introduce them some way or another, you know?
I mean, that's true, but, like...
You can have mutants and just not explain it until later.
You could, but then how would you explain the mutant already being there? Like, because, like, there are a lot of mutants. Like, they could go the route of, oh, people just weren't aware of mutants.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
But the problem is that I feel like if they do that, then, like, everyone would have to have their fucking heads in the fucking ground, like, under the... I don't know.
Not necessarily, because if you remember the first X-Men, that's exactly how it was. Like, when the X-Men were doing their thing and Professor Xavier had his school, like, the average person did not know mutants existed. It was like a top secret government was the only people that actually knew about it. And even then, they didn't believe it was real. Like, remember, the President of the United States literally did not believe that mutants existed until Mystique, like, went there. Like, it was a whole... That was the whole dynamic.
I mean, yeah, but it's just like... I feel like if that's the case, there's, like, a limit, like... If they go the route that, like, mutants have always been around and just people weren't aware of it on like the up and up level, then I feel like they also can't do any prequel movies. Granted, maybe I don't want prequel movies, but they can't do any movies where it's like the mutants handled this big bad previously without having some like huge fucking thing like, oh, Xavier wiped the memories of everyone on planet Earth about the mutant involvement. Like, they can't, like, the mutants, I feel like, would had to have been, like, really low level, doing really low level shit, like, up to this point, because then otherwise I feel like there will be questions like, why didn't fucking Nick Fury know about mutants? Maybe it was, like, a super anomaly thing, because the thing is, they deal with people like the Hulk and stuff, so it's like, even if it's on the level of, like, they don't believe that mutants are a real thing, they deal with superhumans enough.
Powers exist.
Yeah, powers exist, so... while they might write off like, oh, a mutant, I don't know what the fuck that is. That's not a real thing. I feel like they would very much they would pay even more attention if they hear about a story of like a dude with claws that regenerates, or a guy who blasts lasers from his eyes, or fucking a telepathic like disabled man. I don't know, like
disabled man.
Yeah, like I don't know, like.
It is curious to think what universe, like what the backstory is, because the thing with the multiverse is it's tough, because like, you know, you've got different timelines, and then with those different timelines, there's different histories. So it is interesting to think about what the histories of the mutants is in this specific timeline.
And like, maybe I'm wrong. When I was watching the trailers for Thunderbolt, there were people in the comments saying like, how are these fucking guys going to handle someone like Sentry?
Yeah.
Which is why I think Sentry's going to be in that movie. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Sentry's not going to be in it, and they're going to handle someone else that's really strong that isn't Sentry. Because it's also possible that, like, I've heard like a couple theories about like Fantastic Four and all that stuff and how that's going to get roped in. Mm-hmm. Maybe mutants are going to be existing in a different like universe with like the Fantastic Four and all them. And the mutants and the Fantastic Four are going to be brought in to, like, you know, the fucking Prime universe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really excited for, like, James Marsden and Kelsey Grammer. Like, all those X-Men actors that I was really familiar with as a kid. It's really awesome that they're coming back in. I don't know. But yeah, the cast is really big. And it also brings up questions like there's not going to be a Doctor Strange in Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday.
What?
I don't know. Like, did you watch the latest Doctor Strange movie?
No Way Home? That's a
No,
Spider-Man movie. I don't know.
there was another one.
Was there?
Yeah. It was Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I did watch it. Actually, I don't remember now. Dude, there's so many of them.
There are a lot of
Multiverse of Madness. That is the one with the girl named America?
Yes.
Yeah, I did watch that one.
Yeah. After credit scene, Dormammu's daughter,
Oh, is that who she is?
believe so.
Oh, okay.
She shows up. After watching the after credit scene, I was like, who the fuck is this? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's his future wife. It's like, oh my
interesting.
god. Like, yeah, apparently she's like a really important character.
Hmm.
But they go off to fucking do like other shit. Like, they gotta save the universe. Apparently this isn't the thing they're saving it from. But yeah, no, Doctor Strange in here. No Spider-Man. Granted, nobody knows who the fuck Spider-Man, or no one knows who Peter Parker is. Everyone knows who Spider-Man is. No one knows who he is, so he has no connections. Who else isn't gonna be in here? I mean, Iron Man obviously isn't. Hulk's not in here. Just thinking of like.
Where's Hulk at during this time?
Fucking doing his own thing. I didn't watch She-Hulk, but I think he's literally like hanging out.
Oh, okay.
Doing his own thing.
I guess that makes sense then, yeah.
Yeah.
She-Hulk was cool.
I just haven't watched it because like at this point in my life, I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But also like I need a good reason to get into like
it's
something at this point. Yeah. I'm fine with it not being action, but it's just like I'm not like strongly interested in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Like I'm passively interested, but not enough to like sit down for 8 hours. So
the contrast between She-Hulk and the Hulk is very funny because She-Hulk, as soon as she gets her powers, immediately controls it.
Mm-hmm.
Like zero training is needed. Like she's got it. And seeing Bruce upset about that is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'm confident if I watched it, there would be things I liked about it in there, but I just like. I'm already slow enough when it comes to putting together Warhammer models, like, or at least I feel slow. Maybe I'm going at like a normal pace, but between that and like a lot of video games that I want to play, there's so many. Yeah. Baldur's Gate's about to get its, I think, last update. They've been like stress testing this latest patch for like the last 2 months, and I think it's right around the corner. So like, there's just so much other shit I want to do. And I'm just past the point in my life where I would play video games and watch like TV shows at the same time.
Yeah,
I just can't do it. I can't do it at this point. I have to do one or the other.
Oh, okay.
I'll put YouTube videos up.
Yeah.
To have in the background as noise when I'm playing video games, and then pause them whenever I'm like super fixated. But yeah, I just can't do that with shows. I can't. Fucking, it's not possible anymore. Maybe I'm just stupid.
Dude, I still can't play any video games. I still like I tried playing Force Unleashed. We have had it. I don't know how long we've had it.
Old game,
dude. I looked at the video games that we have.
Game, I think.
Really?
That's an
interesting
fucking game.
But I looked at our like game catalog that we have, and I'm like, where did these games come from? I was like, what? How long have we had these? I asked Becca, and she's like, I don't know, like 8 years. And I was like, what are you talking about right now?
Guess I'll try it.
Yeah. It was very, very funny. But yeah, I'm super lost on all of it. I don't know. I don't know if it's an attention span thing or if I have free time, that's not the thing that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking.
I think for me, though, I like this more than that. Like, I like having these conversations. To me, is more fun than like playing a video game.
I gotcha.
I don't know though. Like I said, I'm a psycho, so different breed. I am interested in trying streaming again and making sure that I have fun with it. Like as far as like maybe trying to play a video game or something.
Yeah, play a game while looking at like chat and talking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 100%. Like. Also, like, something we could maybe do, like, sometime is, like, during one of our podcasts, like, we'll, like, maybe I'll introduce a game to you during the podcast, and you'll play it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, because there are some games that I think you might like, or some games that I really like that I want you to try, that we could sometimes maybe do. just like in small segments, see if you like it at all.
Yeah, no,
And then
I'm super down for
if you do, you'd play it like 2 years later,
that.
like in, 10-minute spurts.
I'm trying to have more hobby time. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird balance. Oh, speaking of hobbies, I did Muay Thai the other day.
What's that?
It is a Thai martial arts. So martial arts from Thailand. It's punches, kicks, knees, and elbows. So it's like a stand-up form of martial arts. And it was a lot of fun. I went over to Maryville Muay Thai and boxing, and I had a super good time.
Awesome.
Yeah,
you think you're going to do it again?
Yes. As soon as I have more time and then money to pay for it, yes, I definitely plan on doing it longer. I had the opportunity to fight 4 professional fighters as like a sparring, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. I was telling this to, I can't remember who I was talking to. I think maybe Alex, but like, it was like as if they were adults fighting a child is like the only way that I could explain it. It was like this 6.5 foot tall, just jacked black dude. And he was just fucking so nice. Just like he would put his hand up and like, all right. And I'm just like, oh, like, just, I mean, all of them though, like all of them just ragdolled me. Like it wasn't even like a challenge for any of them.
Yeah, I imagine it goes that way every time. Like, no matter what, fuck. Well, but yeah, no, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. But like that, I really enjoyed. Came out, dude, drenched. Like my entire shirt was just so soaked, and I was the only one that was like gasped. Like I was just. But good time. Good time.
Awesome.
But yeah, like. As an example, I enjoy that more than playing video games now.
Okay. I mean, yeah, video games just might not be like, some would argue they were maybe never really your thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's just like I think you just prefer like actively like doing stuff versus like sitting down and like, yeah, fucking play video games.
For sure. I think for me, it's like I can't calm my head down. Like I always think that I'm like a piece of shit. So like I always have that like you're sitting here wasting time. Like you're not getting anything out of this. Like and that's a hard thing for me. I still have that. Like I still have like you're a failure. Like you're not doing enough. You're wasting time. So I definitely have a hard time with that. So it gives me a hard time like calming down and being like, all right, I can just relax.
I gotcha. I don't know. If it wasn't so expensive, I would recommend trying getting into Warhammer tabletop because it's a little bit more active in terms of like you're putting together like while it is like essentially, a tabletop game, like you have to put in the time to build your models and stuff like that. It's you actively doing stuff. I could see you maybe being into that.
Well, that I think the coolest part about that is legitimate military tactics. I would really like try to be like
screening
all right,
and stuff like that.
Yeah, like all right, how can I set this up? How can my army beat their army? Like if I was a general, like what would the moves be? So I could certainly see some like strategic benefits to that, similar to chess. Like chess is, looking ahead and like planning and understanding certain tactics and like different openings and still terrible. I am so bad, but I'm getting better. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
I, despite what I've said previously, I agreed to do a tournament with those people again. With my previous group. Granted, I haven't agreed on doing like next season's tournament.
Yeah.
But yesterday, one of them was just like, hey, there's a local tournament, like $60 to first place, like super just like low level, but it's like 8 teams like will like get in, and you guys, I guess, will just like do matches against each other, and best one comes out. So
yeah,
which is part of the reason why I think Dorian's gonna get mad at me, because I called off for a day, like a month from now.
Mm-hmm.
Then I called off for another. I called off for a day. 2 other people called off, and then Dorian's like, "No more call offs. Call offs are locked." And then I followed that up with, "Hey, I need this day off, and I need this other day off." Granted, the closest day I called off is still a full 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So I think I'm fine, but maybe Dorian won't. But yeah, like I've agreed to do a really small, like $60 tournament. And if we don't fucking win, I'm going to be disappointed because we're a pretty above average team.
Yeah.
So in this, what I understand is an 8-team tournament. If we run into people that are better, we fucking suck because it's supposed to be super low. Like there's a really good chance we just stomp everybody. So fucking, I'm about to be $10 richer.
Nice. Well, if you need a paladin with 0 video game experience, you give me a call.
Yeah. I will give you the call.
Manny, I need you right now. How do I download the game?
How do I download it? Yeah, fucking, you will be my number 1 call. Fuck.
I would be playing, and I'm like, I don't know how to do these controls. God damn it, Manny.
I'd have you play Jeff the Shark.
Hell yeah.
He needs to be in Avengers Doomsday. Fuck. Yeah. No. But yeah. No. I don't know. But yeah, I agreed to do that tournament, and like I also only really agreed to it because I had to agree to it yesterday. If I could have put it off, I would have waited until like I had a better idea of like a lot of that information, because like I was not really given the information of like when, where initially. And even with that information, I'm like, I don't know if fucking people are going to show up.
Yeah.
Fucking Marvel Rivals. But
so are you going to get back into practicing again?
Honestly, I don't think I need to.
Yeah?
I've played enough Jeff that even on my worst day, I feel like I expect that I'll be able to play better than most of the people in the tournament. I might play like 1 practice day, but like part of the reason I feel like I wasted like half the time I was playing Marvel Rivals during the tournament is I was, again, setting aside time and essentially being like, hey guy, other people that I'm like, interact with, I do not have time for you that day. I need to focus on this. And then it felt like we weren't fucking doing anything. Like it did feel like I was wasting my fucking time. Because I remember like one night, like I was actively getting pissed off. We were supposed to be VOD reviewing and looking at our previous matches for mistakes. We only did that like we had like 8 matches we could have VOD reviewed. I think we VOD reviewed maybe 3 when half the people were actually present. And then when everyone else showed up, we were like, we're not really gonna VOD review anymore. And then we fucking did like a game, like we didn't even like jump into competitive. We were doing like a game versus bots or something because like one of the people we had in our group put us in there, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing right now? I'm here to practice, or I will leave. And it's just, or VOD review, which we needed a VOD review because some people are like not nearly as good at characters as they think they are. And granted, I'm one to talk because I only really fucking play 1 character. Yeah. So if I can't fucking perform on them, I'm trash. But I don't know. Fucking Marvel Rivals. Honestly, sometimes you have made the smarter decision not to play online games. Yeah. Or really video games in general, because like it is playing things like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals at the end of the day. If you aren't enjoying it, it's a fucking waste of time. Yeah. If you're fucking playing competitive game modes and you're getting angry at all about it, or if it's affecting your mood at all in a negative way, you are wasting your time. You gotta enjoy that shit. Yeah. So play Baldur's Gate instead. It's really good.
Gotcha. I still would like to. Like, I'm still interested in playing Baldur's Gate at some point before I die.
That's a goal. That's a goal to set. Maybe when Baldur's Gate 4 comes out and it's a piece of shit.
That would be hilarious.
It might happen because I heard a rumor that hopefully isn't true. People who made Dragon Age, the most recent Dragon Age game, Veilguard, apparently they're making Baldur's Gate 4. Oh. So it could be bad. Or it could, hey, maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good. I could always hope for it to be good. Do I think it will be? No.
Not if they're the ones that make it?
Not if they're the ones that make it, because writing was probably one of the worst aspects. The gameplay was fun.
Yeah.
but the gameplay was super repetitive. Like I was playing a fucking phone game and doing the same 2 attacks over and over.
Yep. That's my problem with Dragon Age. It's very just button mash, and then just
hit that shit.
Yep.
Fucking, but yeah, writing was really weak. Whereas Baldur's Gate 3's writing was fucking excellent. So,
if there were some people that you could talk to, like in different fields or whatever, like whether it be someone from Marvel or whether it be someone from, a video game franchise, or whether it be like someone from Critical Role, if there was someone that you could like sit down and talk to for like an hour, like who would it be? Or a few people. It doesn't have to be like one.
I mean, honestly, it'd probably be maybe a couple developers from Larian, to understand like the process of them making their game and stuff like that and what it involves. Like being able to talk to like really any game developer of a game that I think was made well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a great experience because I'd be able to learn like what's expected of them and what's their day to day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, like probably Critical Role because they're all fucking awesome. I haven't really been I haven't sat down and watched like their tabletop for like their most recent tabletop campaign that's been going on for the last 3 years, but I've been watching a lot of their older content. And they're fucking awesome. I don't know. Probably talk with Trump.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'd have a lot of great things to say. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, wow, what a take, Keaton.
No, fuck that shit. Fucking, I'm sure Dorian would maybe choose that. Fucking his fucking great white hope over there. Fucking,
that's such a funny like moniker.
Fucking, it's so dumb. Again, there's apparently been, if you can believe it, there's been some stupid shit happening, like with Trump and Elon Musk and all them fucking. How many years through this presidency are we?
Not one.
What?
What do you mean? Like we have not finished one single year
I was hoping like we were at least one end, but no, we're fucked.
Would you ever want to talk to I'm drawing a blank on his name. Dream? What's his name?
Like the YouTuber, Minecraft YouTuber? In fact, no.
No? Oh, okay.
No, fuck no.
I thought
there was like a small smidge of time where I was interested in content from Dream.
Yeah.
It was specifically like his 1v3 videos where he would have to beat the game while 3 people were hunting him.
Oh, okay.
Problem is that when I watched it, my dumbass, like, when I watched Achievement Hunter when I was younger, those might be other people I want to talk to, but when I watched Achievement Hunter when I was younger, I would watch their videos, and I was naive to the fact that sometimes they'd have to fake stuff in order for the video to be made. And while I understand that, and they do outright say that in later videos, like, if they're doing a Minecraft video, they have X amount of time to do the video, but sometimes things don't pan out. And they're not going to spend another 16 hours trying to do the thing. They're going to cheat so that they can get on with the video. When I watched the Dream content, for some reason I was like, oh, this is all legit. It wasn't. Which immediately turned me off to that video, because then I was like, wow, this is... I feel like a fucking moron again. And it kind of like... It feels inauthentic, which again, I understand like the whole thing behind it. But it's also with the attitude of the video. The attitude of the video, when it's like a 1v4, it feels like, wow, 1 pro versus like 4, like decent like dudes, or 4 like, shitty players. But when it comes off as that kind of like ego in the video, it makes it worse when I'm realizing that, they kind of, cheat or change the variables. Because that was a whole thing that came up when Dream was in one of his dramas, because he was speedrunning, and he got like he got like the world record, I thought, or at least one of like a really high time to beat Minecraft. But there was a huge controversy because he was using one of those like essentially plugin packs, one of those mod packs that changed the game so that it would be more content heavy. So like when he's playing like his 1v4, one of the ways to like beat the game, one of the quick ways to do it is you have to trade with zombie villagers or zombie like piglins in the Nether, and one of the things you can get, what was it? I think it's Ender Pearls. You get Ender Pearls from them, and you need the Ender Pearls to make Ender Eyes, so you can get to the end and beat the Ender Dragon. So you can get Ender Pearls from Piglins, but it's actually not that great a chance. It's like 16% chance or some shit. When he would be doing those videos, he would be getting Ender Pearls really often. Like statistically unlikely, statistically impossible with how often it would happen.
Yeah.
So like that was an instance of he would be playing on a version of the game that had those chances changed so that he had a much higher chance of getting Ender Pearls so the video could actually happen. Yeah. You can't fucking go to the Nether in the middle of the 1v4 and then spend 10 hours there constantly getting gold to trade and just not to get Ender Pearls and have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
So when he had that drama, it came out, he was accused of cheating, and he was like, I'm not cheating. And then a bunch of people made videos essentially showing, like, look, these were the odds based on the default odds of getting Ender Pearls and how often you would get them in your runs. You are either a statistical anomaly, like 1 in a trillion,
yeah,
or you cheated. And for the longest time, he was like, didn't cheat, none of that. And then he was like, okay, actually, what ended up happening is one of my editors left the modified game file, the game I was playing on, he left that like enabled so that when I was playing, I was getting Ender Pearls at a much higher rate than was normal. And like, essentially, like when he admitted to it, he didn't, maybe he had later, but when he eventually admitted, like what felt like a couple months after the whole ordeal, he was like, yes, it wasn't my fault, not intentional. But yeah, after all of that, not mentioning like it's a Minecraft space and like, you know, fucking underage, like there's some wacky stuff with Minecraft YouTubers. They're either really wholesome or they prey on kids. So
really?
Not Dream specifically.
I don't watch streamers. I don't know much about them. I just know I knew of Dream. I think I've heard you talk about him once, and so that's the only reason why.
Yeah,
I was like, Dream.
Like Dream. Like I watched Dream for like a nanosecond of my lifetime, and it was enjoyable until I wisened up, and then it was really cringe when all that stuff was happening. Because like I was watching fucking all the videos explain the math, and it's like, yeah, no, this guy fucking cheated. This guy cheated, or like 1 in a trillion.
Yeah, I gotcha. What about
yeah,
what's his nuts? The is it Journey? I don't know. The dude with the blue hair that
Ninja?
Does who?
Ninja?
No. The one that does arguments with other people.
Destiny?
Destiny, that's the one I was
Journey.
thinking of. I tried.
Destiny kinda somewhat recently had another scandal that is harder to overlook.
Ooh.
So I haven't been watching his content very much. Wasn't a good scandal. Like it's not even like it's not even a good scandal. Wasn't like it wasn't like any publicity is good publicity like type scandal. It was like he kind of shared videos of other people like sexual acts. He shared them with a third party, and they got leaked. And now there's a whole like consent issue there. And it was a whole fucking situation because like one of the people that had their videos shared without their knowledge or consent was going to legally sue him. But then he was like, there's implied consent because she shared videos of other people with me when they didn't know about it. So gave me the idea that she's okay with that stuff. And that's why I was okay with sharing that. Like whole thing. But as a left-leaning like streamer, it's a little upsetting that he kind of overlooked consent like that. Especially because, well, I mean, not even special. He's a fucking gooner. He is a sexual deviant.
Oh yeah.
Not because he's bisexual or anything else, but just because he is always looking for sex, it seems like
Oh.
a lot of the people he interacts with, he's just like, if he likes them, he's like, hey, you want to do something? And then they might do something. And it's kind of awkward because he also interacts with them in a professional level. Which just, it
he shits where he eats.
Sure, yeah, because like a lot of people he'll like talk to like in a debate or anything like that, if they're a woman, he's probably made a pass at them. Which is all fine. It's all good. Like, I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. It's the problem of because he mixes, like, because he's so, like, because he's essentially feels like he's always looking for sex, that has caused him to, like, run into issues, like, with this whole, like, consent thing. Because he was trying to, like, get with, like, a 19-year-old or something. As someone who is 30 or nearly 30, he was trying to entice seems like the wrong word, but he was trying to warm up to this other girl by showing sexual acts he'd done with other people.
That's interesting.
It is very interesting. Just right now, not really vibing with him, unfortunately, which sucks because he's playing Factorio again.
Oh.
Yeah, fucking, and I want to watch, but I don't know. It's also the thing of the political climate's kind of fucking dead right now. Because
on the left, huh?
Well, it's like it's just like the point of debate right now is kind of worthless because we can talk all day about like what needs to change, but right now the political climate's a shit show. Like we got fucking Elon Musk and Trump just kind of having their way with the fucking country. And any amount of debate on like, at least for me, any amount of debate just seems kind of pointless right now. We're like not even a year into the 4-year term, and just feels like gotta wait it out. Maybe on year 3 or year 4, maybe in the last year of the term, I'll be more interested in political stuff because that's when it might actually make a difference. But right now, my opinion, my vote doesn't really matter because he's already in office. So unless he gets impeached, which he won't. But unless he does, I don't think political content's very important right now.
I got you. No, I kind of see how that's the case. I'm not always the best person to talk to with politics because I don't pay attention as much as I probably should. For me, my day-to-day is hectic enough. Like, it's just so packed that I've never been super into politics. And my wife is very upset about me for that. She's very like understanding the politics, always trying to find like more info and stuff and then bring that up. And my life is full as is. Like, I just don't have the like bandwidth to take on worldwide issues. I do have a historian who I really enjoy. He's like a poli-sci guy. Dr. Roy Casabran. I'm sorry if I messed up that name. But he does some really good lectures, or has some really good lectures on different like historical time frames, like the introduction of the West, or like, what from all the way back to like the anthropological time frames up to kind of like the current time, like discusses it all. And it's really, really interesting stuff. And he had a Trump world video, and he's anti-Trump. Like, he does not like Trump. And so I was really interested in that video, and I watched it. And I mean, I don't know anything. Like, I do not, like, I am not the person to be like, yeah, this is my, but interesting video. So if anyone out there is interested in learning from like a historian side who really knows his shit, not a Trump supporter, but he certainly gave certain things as well. Like, he did acknowledge like some of the positives that were there and a lot of the negatives. So I like that it wasn't just like,
it wasn't just all negatives or all positives.
Exactly. Yeah. It was a nice, like, these things are really dumb and I really hope he doesn't mess it up. And this one thing, all right, Like all right,
I'll
he
give
did
it to
okay.
He's doing okay in that.
Exactly. So I like that much more than like just one side is, you know what I mean? Like, but other than that though, I don't do anything on politics. Most of my content that I take in right now is, and like my list of people that I'd be interested in talking to is like intellectual podcasters, or some of the people on my social media, like Classic Man D and like stuff like that, where it's more just, you know, like this, like just random conversations, random topics of stuff that I'm never going to play or I'm never going to watch or, you know,
I
so,
gotcha.
but stuff like that, I really enjoy. Anyone else that you think that you would be down to talk to?
Oof.
Or it could be groups too, like, you know, because sometimes we don't know everyone in every organization.
It's true. Trying to think. Like, my head, I have really just kind of been down in the dark. Like, no politics, and at least for the last like 2 weeks, no like real like online games outside of like Overwatch. So like, I've just kind of been vibing, like letting time pass. Who else? I don't know. I don't know. Like, outside of like, yeah, like outside of like immediate interest, like maybe Critical Role or like maybe like Larian Studios or yeah, I like BioWare, something like that. Like, outside of like immediate interest, I don't know if there's anyone like in the world that like I'd want to talk to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe that could change in a day. That could change in a day. I could be like, oh my god, actually, I would like to talk to this other group of people. I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, no worries.
But yeah.
Cool. Any final thoughts or any final topics?
I don't know. I'm excited for that Superman movie when it comes out.
Are you?
I am.
Dude, you don't think they've done enough Superman movies for the next like decade?
I like Superman for the idea of, while he is all powerful or mostly all powerful, I like the idea of he was raised to be good, and like essentially every conflict he has is an opportunity for him to be bad. And like, I like the moral struggle because like it's not a question of if you turned bad, could he even like accomplish bad things? He could. So I like that like whole thing of is he strong-willed enough to like hold firm to what he believes? And I mean, how well movies play on that, how well like Superman media plays on that is generally like, I like, for all the bad things about the Snyder Cut, I do like that it was focused on, like, Batman wasn't going after him because he was bad. He was going after him because if Superman turned bad, Superman could do a lot of bad shit.
Yeah.
And it was a question like, if the Snyder universe had continued, it was going to be a whole thing of Superman getting turned bad, and like morally, where was he? Because like after he got resurrected, like he was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like in the head anyway. I don't know. Like
yeah, I mean,
he didn't seem all there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was interested to see where that would go. It will never go anywhere, unfortunately. But that is why I'm excited for that movie. I'm not excited to see an all good, all powerful dude just be good.
Yeah.
I do want to see like him get pushed in such a way that he's like, maybe killing this guy would be better, or I don't know, like maybe just doing some, inhumane stuff would be, fine. I don't know. Like I would like to see a situation in which he is faced with that choice, where he doesn't immediately write it off as like, no, I'm a good guy, I do good things. And that Superman movie's gonna have a lot of fucking people. It's gonna have fucking not Nolan North. It's gonna have, what's his name? I hate. I don't know. It's gonna have the guy who plays Buck in Halo, or plays Nolan in The Rookie. It's gonna have that actor playing not Hal Jordan, but the other Green Lantern, or the other white one. It's gonna have a big cast of people. Yeah, Guy Gardner. I believe he's playing Guy Gardner. It's going to have a lot of actors, so it's not really just going to be a Superman movie. It's not going to be a solo Superman movie. It's going to be a bunch of fucking people in it. It's exciting. But yes.
They're big on group stuff right now.
They are.
Like
and
team It's big.
I mean, group dynamics are really good. I'm hoping this movie just kind of shortcuts because even though I'm not a real like comic book fan, I would be okay if they make a movie that just immediately panders to comic book people, and it's not like we don't need 3 fucking movies explaining who we're watching for.
Yeah.
Like, just jump in and like leave a lot of like details about who the fuck's Guy Gardner. Leave that to people who have already learned who Guy Gardner is, and then people who don't know who he is, they can be exposed to him, see what kind of character he is, and then they go online and they're like, oh, who the fuck is Guy Gardner? And they're like, oh, this is not a popular Green Lantern. He's like kind of an L. But yeah. Like I think I'm hoping that the new Superman movie is more targeted to that, because there are a lot of characters in there that we haven't even seen in the cinematic universe. We haven't fucking seen Hawk Girl on screen before.
That is true.
We haven't seen what's the dog's name?
Crypto.
We haven't seen Crypto on screen before, at least not like in the last 30 years. Like we haven't I can't remember his name, but it's the guy that has the T on his face. I can't fucking remember. Anyway,
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific. Yeah, we have, there are a lot of characters that we haven't seen on there.
Yeah.
And even the ones that we will have seen before, like, it's not gonna give us a fucking, it's like if Superwoman's in there or Wonder Woman, if Wonder Woman's in there, we're not gonna have fucking 2 like prequel movies leading into her like team up with other people.
Yeah.
She's just gonna be there. She's gonna act the way she's supposed to act, and we're gonna get that side of the character that doesn't have to be built up. Like hoping to see characters that are portrayed as they normally are, and we just get to jump right into some fucking DC shit.
Yeah,
So,
I got you.
Yeah.
Did you like the storyline where the Joker messes with Superman's brain and he ends up killing Injustice story? And he ends up killing Lois Lane, who's pregnant with his baby.
To an extent, yes. However, it wasn't. I feel like it faltered a little bit because there was the video games. They made 2 Injustice video games about it, but they also made a comic book series that I think takes place both like it showed the events that happened in that universe in between him killing the Joker and the start of the first game, and it had the events in between the first and second game. I think there were some flaws in like the events that happened there because like some wild fucking shit happens. Like at one point, fucking like Superman's getting his ass beat. It's like, are they gonna take him down? Are they gonna stop his regime? Oh, 10 like yellow rings like float to his hand, and he suddenly is super powerful and he wins.
Yeah.
And then he lets the rings go. It's like feels like really ass play in that comic book series, which is fine. It's like it's whatever. But I liked it a little bit, but it wasn't really. It felt like that Superman didn't really have the choice of like didn't feel like he was tempted, which is kind of what I was going for. It felt more like, oh, he's really good, then he was really bad. There wasn't really like a thought process there. He just flipped. And I'm not really for that, because then at that point, we're not, instead of getting the all good, goody two shoes, all powerful guy, we now have the all bad, fucking all powerful guy. It's like, okay, like, this is just fucking the opposite side of the coin. I don't really want that. I want a morally gray, like, Superman that's like, not necessarily like, because again, the Snyder Cut, like in the first movie, it felt like because he was so new to being Superman, he wasn't being careful. When he could help people, he did, but then when he's like, when the fucking city's getting like blown apart, it doesn't feel like he's thinking about that.
Yeah.
Either because he can't afford to, or because he's just too new. I don't want like, I realize I want a lot of things. I don't want like an all good Superman. I don't want an all bad Superman. I don't want a Superman who's new to the job and thus making mistakes that he would otherwise not be making. I want a Superman that's like, you know, is it really worth being all good? Like he doesn't need to do bad things, but if every day he's like waking up to that challenge of like, is it really worth being like all good? Like, should I, you know, just make a few shortcuts here or there, or should like, I don't know. I want that moral dilemma with him. I don't want it to be he's good or he's bad or he's flip-flopping. I'd like him to be like in the middle there.
Gotcha.
Which just it's a question he asks himself every day. Fucking, I don't know.
I think it's an interesting way to look at it. I really don't. I'm not a big Superman fan, mainly because it's kind of like the Hulk. Like they're too strong, and so anytime that they might lose a fight, like you don't really believe it. You know, like the only person that I think could beat Superman 1v1 is like Doomsday. You know
Doomsday,
what I mean? Like,
or Darkseid.
yes, Darkseid. Like that's it. Like, but other than them, like
Mr. Pitalik, I think.
Well, yeah, Mr. Pitalik's interesting because I guess
Superman's not immune to magic, which is like the loophole sometimes.
Yeah,
involve magic.
Correct, but Mr. Pitalik is weird though because his whole
you have to say his fucking name backwards. You have to get him to say his name.
Yeah, like what is I don't know. That's kind of
it is fucking dumb. But
yeah, basically you just made a god character and then you made a stupid way to like win.
Yeah,
I don't know. And the only person who can ever beat him is like Batman mentally. Like, I don't know. Not my thing. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of Superman. But to be fair, it's also kind of one of the negatives of the Flash. Like the Flash is incredibly quick, and then people get away from him. How? Like how the fuck does that happen?
Yeah,
where he'll like run around and be like, I don't know where this bomb is. I guess I have to search the whole city. And then someone runs away from them down a hall, and he's like, damn, they got away. What?
Fucking
like what?
The Flash, if he was going at like if he was locked in all the time, I don't think anyone beats him. He's another one of those characters that's just like, granted, he's not like bulletproof or anything like that, but if he's just going not as fast as he can, but if he's going like pretty fucking fast all the time, nothing can get him. Like,
yeah,
because then you got fucking like what's his name? What's the? I mean, there are several of them. Like not Bullseye, Deadshot. Mm-hmm. Like you have like video games and comic books where Deadshot fucking gets a hit on the Flash. It's because the Flash wasn't going very fast. It wasn't going very fast, and he was running in a very predictable line. And Deadshot's like tip top superhuman like aim and shit like that. So, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Like the Flash, kind of like Superman, it just feels like whenever he loses, because he wasn't trying enough.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. So, I don't know. Those are my negatives.
Honestly, I'd say that for most of the big characters, like Cyborg's not going to be able to be very good in all situations, and like Wonder Woman has her limits. I mean, they're pretty fucking high, but she has her limits. But then you got like Superman, you got the Flash, and you got Batman, you got fucking Green Lantern, where all these characters, it's like, oh my god, if they're getting beaten, it's because they're just not trying hard enough. Like Batman will go and prepare more.
Yeah,
and
Batman's
then he wins.
Weird.
Green Lantern will just be like, I really want to do it.
Yeah,
and then he does it. Superman's just like, I'm gonna stop letting him punch me now.
Yeah, I guess I have to try.
I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna hit him really hard this time. And then fucking Flash is like, I'll run really quick. I'll run really fast.
What do you think about the Flashpoint series where the Flash goes back in time?
I was interested in some of those movies. I like the Flashpoint movie. I can't remember the name. I think it was Apocalypse War. I really like that one because the good guys lose.
Yep.
Superman is, while he's still an all good dude, not all powerful for most of it. And I like John Constantine.
I figured you would like John.
I love John Constantine. I even like, even though it's nothing like the character, I like Keanu Reeves' John Constantine.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, fucking.
He's awesome.
I don't know, fucking. I like. While that movie was probably didn't do any good things for like John Constantine fans, it has a couple great scenes.
Yeah.
For the actors. But yeah, John Constantine I really like because he's such a central part. I do think there are some plot lines that are just fucking stupid. Like in that movie, the only reason that they end up winning, even though they lost, because as a contingency plan, Batman was worried they'd lose, so he had, what was her name? What's the girl's name? I don't remember her name. She's like literally like a super powerful mage. Um, she can like speak backwards and shit like that, like super easily.
Not Enchantress.
Not Enchantress.
I don't.
She knows Batman and she knows John Constantine. In that movie, she was romantically with John Constantine. Batman, as a contingency, convinces her to implant a spell into John Constantine that would make him run away if they start losing, but he doesn't know that. So he lives with the guilt of having ran away in her time of need.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is a situation where the good guys only won because of bullshit Batman shit, where he's like, oh yes, just in case we fail, I'm going to do this super contingency, and then it's just all going to work out. And it's just like, outside of that, I do like that movie because it's kind of grim, because even when they do win, like, the planet's fucked, a lot of people are dead, a lot of the superheroes are either dead or they're cyborgs. And I like the bittersweet ending of it in that the Flash, because that's the other thing too. I like characters learning about other characters' like challenges.
Yeah.
Like John Constantine, when they find the Flash, he learns what the Flash did, and he learns about all that stuff, and he learns that the Flash is responsible for the current version of the world they're in. But at the end of it, he's like, you know what you got to do? You got to reset everything. And even though all this bad stuff happened, there were some good things that happened. Like, I think Damian and Raven, like, initiate some level of, like, a relationship. But that gets undone. All the bad stuff gets undone, and the Flash has to go into a new world, hope everything works out. That probably fucking sucks also, by the way, because every time he shows up in a new world, it's like, there's new lore he has to learn. It's like, what? But yes, I liked some of those. I didn't like all of the Flashpoint movies, but that one I did like for most of it.
Did you watch the live action Flash, the most recent one with Ezra Miller?
No, because I am one of the people that was just like, yeah, Ezra Miller's a real shithead, like IRL, and there's a lot of Ezra Miller in that movie.
Yeah.
So, nah.
Well, he's the main character.
Yeah, he's the main character, and there's more than one of him. So it's like oof, not just one fucking Ezra Miller. Yeah, I will say I really liked from the clips I've seen, because she's not in it that much. I really liked Kara Zor-El. I really liked her in the movie. I liked the actress.
Yeah.
Shame we don't like get Superwoman very often. But no, yeah, that movie was just kind of for me.
I gotcha. Yeah, I watched the beginning of it, and I didn't like it. It just wasn't. I don't know. I also don't like Ezra Miller because of all the stuff that he went through.
He just seems like a huge piece of shit IRL, and I don't think he's the best Flash either. Granted, I couldn't tell you who the best Flash is, but I think he's under par when it comes to not being weird as fuck. Because I don't know what it is, but yeah, so far, because Ezra Miller's really he's the only Flash in like the DCEU
in the movie, in the live
action movies.
Grant, I don't remember his last name, but he's the TV show Flash.
That's another thing, by the way. Taliesin from Critical Role, oftentimes in video games, he voices the Flash. Yeah, so I do like in Injustice, for example, he voices Flash.
Oh, okay.
So it's another tie-in there. But yeah, and Travis Willingham, another person from Critical Role, voices Thor very often. So when Thor's in a lot of animated shit, it's probably Travis Willingham. So.
Good to know.
I don't know. It's tie-in shit like that I always get distracted by, because I'm like, oh my god, they're in everything. But yeah, the Flash. I'm hoping if the Flash is in the Superman movie, a different actor, and if he's in it a lot, hopefully a good actor. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what to expect for a good actor of the Flash, but not Ezra Miller.
Good to know. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.